smoke is so intense and so thick it can be seen from space and has drifted across to New Zealand.
This feels less like a fire, more like an inferno.
Burned so far this fire season within days, if it hasn't already done so. That is about the same as the past 3 fire seasons combined. Summer is yet to arrive.
More than 1 billion animals have been killed.
A deal has been agreed on the future of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who are to step down as working royals in the spring. Buckingham Palace confirmed on Saturday that Prince Harry and his wife Meghan will no longer receive public funds. They won't use their royal titles either. They've also said that they want to pay back taxpayers' money spent on renovating their home in Windsor. They plan to spend most of their time living in Canada. Daniela Ralph is outside Buckingham Palace.
Well, Harry and Meghan had said that they had wanted to step back from their royal duties, but this is much more than that. They're not just stepping back, they are stepping away entirely from royal life. It was clearly felt by senior members of the royal family that this idea of a role that was a hybrid, half in, half out, just wasn't viable, that there needed to be this clean break for clarity, and they would now step away entirely from their royal life. So that means no more public money, they won't have the HRH, His and Her Royal Highness titles, and they will forge a different role from themselves outside of the royal family and largely based out of North America. They will still have some money, some private funds from the Prince of Wales, Harry's father, but you have to presume that they will now have to pursue some kind of commercial interests alongside their charity work. How will that look? How will they decide the kind of deals that they're going to do? The royal family has not set any boundaries around that. There are no rules and regulations. Instead, they have just been told one thing. Harry and Meghan have been told that any commercial activity that they pursue should uphold the values of the Queen. Now, that's quite a broad statement. It's perhaps a little bit vague in terms of the decisions they make, but going forward, this will in many ways be a test of the integrity of Harry and Meghan in terms of the kind of decisions they make and how they make this plan work going forward. In a year's time, this will all be looked at. Senior members of the royal family will gather together and have a sort of oversight over the past year just to see if this is all working and whether this can be made permanent for Harry and Meghan.
Daniela Ralph there.
This is not the last major outbreak we're ever going to see. There's going to be more outbreaks, and there's going to be more epidemics. That's not a maybe. That's a given.
How serious is this? Is this something that we need to be terrified of, or is this overblown, or how do you stand on this?
Well, first of all, you have to understand the timing of it in the sense that it's just beginning.
I think we're in the middle of a massive experiment. Will people listen to scientists?
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic.
President Trump has put me in charge of the coronavirus.
President Trump held a press conference to ease fears about the coronavirus. And after he was done, everyone in America breathed a huge sigh of panic.
There have now been more than 10,000 people infected with the virus in Italy.
All of Italy is going on lockdown.
Countries such as Italy and Iran are in the middle of the battle. Elsewhere, the impact of COVID-19 is just beginning.
Tuesday, the CDC said that its spreading here is not a question of if, but when.
The NBA is now suspending the season because of coronavirus following tonight's game.
Congress's in-house doctor says up to 150 million people in the United States could end up getting corona.
It's been a hard road. The difficulty is that if you do not try and suppress this virus, it can overwhelm your health system.
Conservatively estimate that this could require 48 million hospitalizations, 96 million cases actually occurring, over 480,000 deaths.
Well, just a crazy scene at a grocery store where toilet paper has been in high demand.
Yeah, surveillance video shows a stampede of customers clearing the shelves.
Fights over toilet paper.
Go to shake my hand. No, I don't want to shake your hand. You might have the coronavirus. You understand? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now say, I'm pretty sure I don't.
I'm pretty sure I don't.
How do you know you don't?
Five NBA titles, 2 Olympic gold medals, 18 All-Star appearances, one of the most brilliant and most respected players in NBA history. And when we'd run into each other over the years, we'd laugh about that night that we first met. We'd laugh at all the good things that had happened since. And we'd laugh about how much fun it was to raise kids and all the stupid mistakes we made trying to figure out how to be good dads. And Kobe had 4 daughters, and I had 2 daughters. And today, he and one of his girls are gone. But I think I knew Kobe enough to know that he rose to any challenge by digging deeper and getting back to work. So let's honor Kobe, Gianna, and the other lives that were lost yesterday by following his example. Love your family, love your teammates, and outwork everyone else in the gym.
Everything changed in a second. And that's what I want to talk about. Life is short and it's fragile. And we don't know how many birthdays we have. So we don't have to have a birthday to celebrate. Just celebrate life. And if you haven't told someone you love them, do it now. Do it. Tell people you love them. Call your friends, text your friends, hug them, kiss them.
I had many conversations with Kobe off of television, and they always involved his daughters, always. Once he retired from basketball, his life revolved around their lives. He was very proud of them. He loved being a father. He loved his family. He worked very hard, and he brought a lot of joy to a lot of people in the city, and we're going to miss him. This was a terrible loss for those families and for the Lakers, for Kobe's teammates, for his fans. It's just, there's no silver lining here. It's all bad. It's all sad. He was a bright light, and that's how I want to remember him.
George Floyd's story has been the story of black folks, because ever since 401 years ago, the reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck. We were smarter than the underfunded schools you put us in, but you had your knee on our neck. We could run corporations and not hustle in the street, but you had your knee on our neck. We had creative skills, We could do whatever anybody else could do. But we couldn't get your knee off our neck. What happened to Floyd happens every day in this country. It's time for us to stand up in George's name and say, get your knee off our necks. But I'm more hopeful today than ever. Why? There is a time and a season. And when I looked this time and saw marches where in some cases young whites outnumbered the blacks marching. When I looked and saw people in Germany marching for George Floyd, it's a different time and a different season. When they went in front of the parliament in London, England, and said it's a different time and a different season, I come to tell you, America, this is the time of dealing with accountability in the criminal justice system.
He's a man who loves a military parade, but it appears North Korea's leader, Kim Jon Un, has missed a major opportunity to prove to the world he is in good health. There was no sign of Kim as the secretive state marked the anniversary of the founding of the Korean People's Army.
Spotted from space outside his compound in an East Coast resort town, Kim Jong Un's train, but no Kim.
It seems likely that he has some kind of health issue. Otherwise, I think the North Koreans might simply roll him out and say, look, he's okay.
A Japanese news outlet is going further, saying Kim is in a vegetative state following botched surgery to insert a stent into his heart. And a Hong Kong TV channel's vice director, said to be the niece of a Chinese foreign minister, is going the hardest, reporting he's dead. Earlier this week, the US president downplayed reports he was sick.
I just hope he's doing fine. I mean, I've had a very good relationship with Kim Jong Un.
On April 15, there were the usual flowers and tributes, a birthday celebration for the country's founder, Kim's grandfather, Kim Il-sung. But there was something unusual. No Kim. Reuters is reporting China has sent a team of doctors to North Korea to check on the leader, believed to be aged around 35 or 36. Kim's sister, Kim Yo-jong, who blasted onto the world stage during the Winter Olympics in South Korea, could be a likely successor in the event of Kim's death, if a woman is accepted.
There's been a lot of discussion about whether or not the old guard in North Korea, the party, the generals in the army, would they accept a sister? But North Korean ideology requires someone from the bloodline.
The hermit state's succession line, as with the health and everything else about the leader, remaining a closely guarded secret. Lizzie Pearl, 9 News.
I had to run here and celebrate with everyone, man. I have no words. I have no words.
It's over! Hi, what's your reaction? Best day of my life, best day of the year, best way to conclude 2020.
To me means everything. My mother is a disabled woman who's on Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare, and to know that Donald Trump is out and he can no longer mess with those programs is amazing.
We did it, Joe. You're gonna be the next president of the United States.
There are troubling new allegations tonight about that deadly port explosion in Beirut. Sources have told the Guardian newspaper that prior to the blast, dozens of bags of fireworks were being stored in the same warehouse as that stockpile of ammonium nitrate, which acts as an accelerant in a fire. In video from the day of the blast, you can see white flashes, what appear to be fireworks, going off before the massive explosion. A former port worker told the Guardian newspaper he warned for years it was a disaster waiting to happen and says nothing was done.
We turn now to the major fires burning in Southern California, fueled by the worst wind emergency of the season. One fire has doubled in size overnight. Thousands of people have evacuated. ABC's Megan Tavrezian has more.
This morning, multiple fires ravaging parts of Southern California. Howling winds and dry conditions fanning this rapidly growing blaze in Orange County. The so-called Silverado fire exploding Monday, growing more than 7,000 acres in just hours with 0% containment. But fueled by powerful Santa Ana winds gusting up to 70 miles per hour, firefighters say they're helpless to stop the spread until the wind dies down.
The best thing we can do is try and forecast where it's going.
ABC's Kaylee Hartung was on the front lines when conditions quickly worsened.
These tropical storm force winds are making the flames here uncontrollable. Right here, the 133 freeway, this roadway is the only thing separating these incredibly hot flames from thousands of homes.
The chaotic conditions proving dangerous late Monday. 2 firefighters were critically burned on the front lines. So far, more than 150,000 people across the region have been forced to flee their homes. Families grabbing what they can with little time to prepare.
Our priority right now is getting people evacuated and out of the path of the fire.
The nearby Blue Ridge fire also rapidly spreading. The fire gutting this home and getting dangerously close to others. Overnight, California's governor securing assistance from FEMA for more resources in hopes of gaining the upper hand in the coming days. Southern California Edison says a power line may be to blame for causing the Silverado fire. The power company says it's investigating. Andrew, Mona.
Megan, thank you.